Hello everybody, welcome to Monday the 14th of October 2019. This is Doc Eon bringing you the first installment properly of the spooky theme for October. Getting started for real. The first 6 minis here I'm showing you are some of the Graveyard set from the Bones 4 Kickstarter. I think these are the final ones from the Graveyard set, which means I have now painted up everything from the core set except the dragon. And those little pillar toppers. And so here we have the mummies. Now this is Mr. Mummy and Mrs. Mummy, so to speak. Now the lighting here is kind of harsh. This is because we're moving into the winter months and there is no natural lighting. Everything is very dark most times of day, and so I have to use artificial lighting, and I can't rely on ambient lighting either, so I have to put a lot of lamps on here, but hopefully it doesn't look too washed out. And here we have the Frankenstein's monsters, male and female. I was inspired by the Boris Karloff movies, but Karloff is dressed all in black. Didn't want to go that way, so I did, the black coat and black hair, obviously, but different shades of black. This should be little different colors showing through. The hair should have a greenish tinge, and while the coat is just a pure gray black. And then I just went with really dark blue pants and white bandages. And for the lady, in the movie, the Bride of Frankenstein is dressed in white, but that's because it's not actually a dress she's wearing there. It's some sort of, operating gown, hospital gown. And in a black and white movie, you can have shades of white, so to speak, and it looks okay, but I wanted something different here. So I eventually decided on the pale green, which hopefully marries with the sort of greenish tinge to the skin tone and the greenish glow of the eyes. And finally we have the two vampires, male and female. Here we have the dude, the classical Dracula type, again black, this time bluish black cloak, and some purple and red on the clothing. And here for her I went with a red, decided this part's going to be red leather, like the corset and the boots and the gloves. Try to paint like red leather, and then the actual dress is sort of a bone color, pale white, sort of a warm off-white, and which is close to her skin tone, but not exactly the same. And so I blacklined to clearly show which parts are her leg and what's the dress, for example. Hopefully that comes across. Yeah. And as far as bones go, I'm pretty pleased with how these turned out. And I've actually finished 2 more minis. Both of these two-headed trolls, one wielding a rock and the other a pig. They are, I don't know if you can tell, they're slightly different shades of green, and also the fur on their sort of loincloths / other garments are slightly different color shades of brown, just to vary them up a bit. And yeah, I mean, for how long it took me to finish them, they're not that special. It's a bit too much gloss left here on this rock. I'm gonna take that off. I'll spray some more matte on that. The pig is okay that it's a little glossy. That's intentional. I wanted that to be a little more shiny. They took way too long to do for how simple they are. But, I just had a mental block. I couldn't think of what to do with them. But they're done. 2 more minis down. I'm not going to show you the big demon guy, whose name I forget all the time. I'm going to check his name till next week on the Heresy website. Because nothing much has happened to him, and you've seen him before. So I'm going to skip straight to newer stuff that I've started up that is in progress. And here we have the Ghosts of the Midland Manor. Prepped a little bit more. I don't know if you can tell, but they're sort of pre-shaded. There are shades of gray here and some highlights of white. And I've added some splashes of metal paint on the metallic parts because I decided that those are not going to be spectral. They're going to be holding actual weapons, even though they're old and rusty ones. And so those chains are going to be metal. I don't know if I want to highlight them a bit more, but we'll see. And I think I'll take these to the store with me tonight for the game store painting session and see if I can finish a few of them up at least. Yeah, because I'm going to paint them mostly with glazes and washes, which will be relatively simple. And that means I need to bring a lot of them so I can work on several at a time. Because I, you know, if I put on a wash, it takes a little longer to dry. Then I have to move on to another model to work on while I'm waiting for the first one to dry. So, well, we'll see how many I get. And here's all those scarecrows and zombies from Warmonger Miniatures. They're ready to be primed. I will prime them in a minute, well, later today, but I wanted to get this video out ASAP, so a quick shot before prime. They will be prepped for next week and probably had some paint put on them by next Monday, I hope. Now, I didn't get anything in the mail this week. I'm waiting on a package from Reaper with some Halloween-themed minis. Hopefully, considering how long it usually takes for a package to get here from the UK, it should be here in time for next Monday to show it to you then. But in the meantime, I am going to pick out some minis out of this box, the fan favorite expansion from Bones 4. So here we have a selection of stuff with a sort of spooky theme. We have some skeletons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skeletons. Clearly undead. We also have the zombie shark, which needs a stand of some sort. It doesn't have one. I'll see if I have a flying stand that's suitable. There's something called a maggot crown something. It's essentially a big armored ogre, but the head shows that it's undead. Let's see if we have the head here somewhere. I can't find it. Where's the head gone? Oh, here it is. It's a small... It's a skull head. You can see there. So it's a big undead armored ogre. And then we have these three. Where's the third? Well, it's around here somewhere. The hellhounds, which aren't exactly undead, but they have a very similar sculpting style to the hellhound I already painted for the fire giant to have as a companion. So I thought I would paint these up while I still kind of remember how I did it. so they'll be in a similar style. That's my only reason for including these. And like I said, I must have dropped one on the floor somewhere. Okay, I'll find it eventually. But I will also add one more mini to the pile for next week, and this is a metal mini. This is Sophie in cat costume. This is Sophie the succubus, the Reaper mascot, sitting on a giant jack-o'-lantern. It's a pumpkin with a carved face in it. And she has apparently some sort of cat costume on, but I'm not sure what that has to do with Halloween, but never mind. There's a pumpkin, and that makes it a Halloween figure. So, this one needs a base as well of some sort. I'll have to think of if it needs a scenic base, or if the pumpkin is scenic enough in its own right. Anyway, that's the stuff I'll prep as well for next week. So that was the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Click like if you did, subscribe if you haven't done so already, comment if there was something that caught your attention in particular, or if you just feel like talking. And most importantly, join me back here again a week from now, same channel, same day, different times of day, but I never upload on a specific hour. I don't know when it will be, but it will be Monday. Till then, have a good week. Takian is signing off.